Chosen one, stop everything you're doing. Right now, this moment is not ordinary, and neither are you. As these words meet your eyes, something ancient and powerful is happening deep within your being. God is ripping apart the old layers of you, every weakness, every doubt, every scar that kept you small. The person you used to be is vanishing, not slowly, but like smoke fleeing fire. You are not in a moment of change. You are in a moment of divine recreation. This is not a metaphor. This is a spiritual combustion. You are being dismantled to be rebuilt, not as who you were, but as who you were always meant to become. This isn't just personal growth. This is a supernatural rebirth. God is redesigning you into a force beyond explanation. Not just human, not just healed, but superhuman. A chosen vessel forged in divine fire. The thoughts that once weakened you are dissolving. The fears that once controlled you are disintegrating. And soon, the emotional heaviness you carried like a second skin, it'll be gone. Not managed, not tolerated, gone. Like a bad dream that evaporates in the morning light. You are not watching this by accident. You've been called to this exact frequency in this exact hour because your soul knows it's time. The transformation underway in you isn't gentle. It's explosive. It's fierce. It's meant to shake your core and rebuild every part of you, mind, body, spirit, into something luminous, eternal, and powerful. But hear this, you're standing in a spiritual war zone. Not everyone will survive this divine reset. Many will cling to their old pain, their familiar suffering, and miss the window. But not you, because you are not everyone. You are the chosen one. You are the one who was always meant to endure this fire and rise with golden wings. Before you move forward, stop, breathe. Do these 3 things or risk fading back into the old dimension. Smash that like button like you're breaking chains. Subscribe and join a rising army of 90,000 awakened souls who are stepping into divine authority. And comment 99 to anchor your transformation into this universe. Lock it in, seal it. Send a blast of spiritual energy that says, I'm ready. Not everyone will feel this. But if you're one of the real chosen ones, your spirit is already vibrating, already trembling with the truth of what's unfolding. You've probably felt it for a while now. Subtle shifts in your energy. A strange distance from your past. A hunger for something more than ordinary success or fleeting happiness. That's because your divine upgrade is already in motion. From the very moment you accepted your calling, consciously or unconsciously, the wheels of heaven began to turn in your favor. This is the design that's been waiting to activate, a transformation so complete, the old you won't survive it. And that's the point. God isn't just adding wisdom to your mind or strength to your body. He is re-engineering your essence. You're becoming someone that defies the laws of the physical. You're being pushed past human boundaries into divine potential. You may feel the intensity, the discomfort, the pressure, the pull to withdraw, but that's just the fire doing its job. You're being remade into a vessel strong enough to carry divine purpose, unshakable truth, and otherworldly light. This is the hidden work of heaven. Transformation disguised as trials, growth buried in discomfort. But God is not destroying you to break you. He's breaking you open to release you. Just like a sculptor with marble, every strike you feel is shaping you into the masterpiece. Every pain you've endured, every night you thought you wouldn't survive, it was part of the chisel. Every prayer you whispered when no one listened was another mark in the sacred carving of your destiny. This process is divine, strategic, and irreversible. You can't go back now, even if you wanted to. The doors to your old life are sealed shut. You are being lifted, higher than fear, higher than confusion, higher than everything that once held you in limitation. The world you once knew will begin to look smaller. Familiar people may feel distant. Old habits may start to fall away with no effort. That's how you'll know it's working. You are not losing yourself. You're shedding the version of you that was never truly aligned with your calling. And as that false shell dissolves, the real you, wild, royal, radiant, will start to rise. A you that is magnetic, insightful, unstoppable. Not because of ego, but because you finally see yourself through the eyes of God. You finally know what you carry. And when you know what you carry, no one can convince you to shrink again. You've been walking with weights you didn't even know you were carrying. Generational patterns, spiritual battles, emotional armor. But the weight is lifting now because you're stepping into a reality where you don't just survive, you command, you create, you heal, you lead. The divine blueprint inside you is activating. You're becoming the version of you that heaven dreamed of, not some future fantasy. Now, this is your warning and your welcome. Everything ahead of you is greater than what's behind, and the only thing standing between you and the next level is alignment. Surrender to the transformation. Don't resist the fire. The old you cannot walk where the new you is going. It's time. From the moment your soul answered the divine call, something unstoppable began to move inside you. This wasn't just another phase in life. It was a cosmic signal, a spiritual unlocking. God didn't just pick you for comfort or simplicity. He chose you for a redesign that will stretch your very identity. You're not just becoming a better version of yourself, you are becoming a new creation entirely, something the world hasn't seen before. And that's why everything around you has started to shift. Your relationships, your dreams, your inner voice. It's all being rearranged to match your higher frequency. You are in the middle of divine construction. The hammering you hear, that's heaven rebuilding your foundation. The silence you feel, that's God clearing the noise so you can hear your real voice. You may feel like you're being pulled away from everything and everyone you once knew, but that's because elevation always requires separation. And make no mistake, this separation isn't punishment, it's preservation. God is setting you apart, not just for your own sake, but because He's preparing you to carry something sacred, something only a few can hold. You are becoming the prototype of what's next, the light carrier, the system breaker, the hope restorer. But in order to wear this crown, you must first survive the fire, and that fire will try to convince you that something is wrong, that you're being abandoned, that you're losing everything. But in truth, you are gaining everything. You are not being punished, you are being purified. This is not about a career change, a relationship shift, or a new phase. This is a complete soul upgrade, an energetic rewrite. God is not just shifting your circumstances, He's shifting your atmosphere. The very energy you emit is transforming. People will start to treat you differently without knowing why. Rooms will feel charged when you walk in. Even technology, time, and nature will seem to respond to your presence. That's not your imagination, that's resonance. That's divine frequency made real. You are entering a reality where your mere presence is an answer to someone's prayer, where your voice carries healing even in silence, where your thoughts bend the atmosphere. This is supernatural living. And yet it will feel completely natural because your soul has known this level all along. It's only your conditioned mind that's catching up. But here's the truth few are ready to face. This transformation is going to cost you. Everything that's not in alignment with your divine identity must go. That includes old beliefs, outdated dreams, relationships that anchor you in the past, environments that speak death over your spirit, and mindsets that echo fear instead of faith. You are being stripped for a reason. Nothing unnecessary is allowed on this next level, and while that shedding may feel like loss, it's actually release. What you're losing is what was never truly yours. What you're keeping is your essence, your royal DNA, your sacred wisdom, your eternal light. This journey is sacred, not soft. It requires bravery. It requires obedience. It requires a relentless commitment to the voice within you that refuses to settle for mediocrity. And most of all, it requires faith that defies logic. Because this path you're on won't make sense to the world. It won't look safe. It won't look stable. But it will be right. And if you follow it, even when you're trembling, you will arrive at a destiny that feels like prophecy fulfilled. Like a dream you forgot you prayed for. Like home. You are not imagining your evolution. The insights that are flooding in. The strange clarity. The desire to isolate. The sleepless nights filled with purpose. These are symptoms of soul expansion. Your frequency is rising, and with it your awareness. You may find yourself knowing things you haven't studied, understanding people without a word, or sensing truths that no one else can feel. That's divine intuition, God's GPS calibrated specifically for your journey. You will begin to see beyond the surface. You'll recognize deception without proof. You'll feel energy before words are spoken. You'll hear what isn't said and see what's trying to stay hidden. And you'll know, deep in your core, what to do, when to move, who to trust, and when to be still. This is your spiritual compass being activated. It's not weird, it's not paranoia, it's discernment sharpened by divine alignment. And just as your spiritual senses rise, so too will your mental capacity. You'll notice ideas arriving faster, problems solving themselves through divine downloads, and insights that feel more like remembering than thinking. Your intellect is being anointed, your mind is being renewed. What once overwhelmed you will now seem easy. Because when the Spirit is in command, even the impossible becomes routine. Do not be surprised when your body starts to respond. You may feel waves of energy for no reason. You may sleep deeper or wake up suddenly with a message pulsing through you. You may feel lighter, stronger, more vibrant. That is not coincidence. That is divine rewiring. Your cells are recalibrating, your DNA is waking up. The ancient codes placed inside you before your birth are being activated. These are sacred frequencies that unlock new levels of power, healing, and spiritual authority. You are not the same, and you're not meant to be. This is the stage of the transformation where the old world starts to lose its grip. The things that once excited you may now feel empty. The goals you used to chase may now seem hollow. That's not confusion, it's clarity. You are no longer hungry for what doesn't nourish you. You are being called to build what's eternal, to carry what matters, to live from your soul instead of your survival. So pause here, chosen one, not to retreat, but to recognize. The version of you reading these words is already a shadow of the you that is being born, and once this process is complete, you won't need to explain yourself to anyone. You'll simply walk into rooms and atmospheres will shift. You'll speak and hearts will remember truth. You'll move and doors will open without force. This is your real life. This is your rebirth. This is you becoming the impossible. As your transformation intensifies, you're beginning to sense the undeniable truth. The old you is fading, and the person emerging is someone not even you fully recognize yet. But that's not a loss. It's the unveiling of the masterpiece God has been crafting in secret. You are being reintroduced to yourself, and every layer of your awakening reveals a version of you that has been hidden, waiting, buried beneath survival, fear, and conditioning. This is no longer about potential. This is about arrival. Imagine this: the person you once were walking through the world, dragging chains made of expectations, wounds, and quiet disappointments. You smiled, you endured, but your spirit was hungry. Now that hunger is being fed. You are not just learning, you are remembering. You are tapping into an eternal frequency that has always lived within you. This isn't improvement, this is revelation. The real you is stepping forward, bold and undiluted. And with this revelation comes a shift so powerful that your surroundings start to respond. You'll begin to notice how your very presence changes the temperature of a room. Conversations shift when you speak. Silence deepens when you listen. People won't be able to explain it, but they'll feel it. The divine current flowing through you is magnetic. And this magnetic pull is not a performance, it's a byproduct of alignment. When you're connected to the source, everything else begins to orbit around your vibration. But this kind of transformation does something even more profound. It alters how the world treats you. Not always with kindness, sometimes with awe, sometimes with resistance. When you begin to glow with the light of truth, you'll attract both admiration and attack. Not because you're wrong, but because your light exposes what others try to keep hidden. Do not be shaken. The criticism, the whispers, the distance from those you once loved, it's all part of the shedding. You are stepping into a frequency that cannot coexist with envy, manipulation, or small thinking. You may feel misunderstood. That's okay. Your spirit is now speaking a language most people haven't learned yet. You've become fluent in truth, fluent in discernment, fluent in purpose. And because of that, some will walk away, unable to meet you at this new altitude. Let them, release them with grace. Not everyone is meant to follow you into this next chapter. Some were only written into the prologue. Honor what was, but do not cling to what no longer fits. You are not the caterpillar anymore. You are not even the cocoon. You are the butterfly mid-flight, wings still damp with newness, heart still trembling from the miracle of becoming. And even if your wings don't feel steady yet, they are strong. Even if your path feels uncertain, it is holy. You are now walking in a realm where miracles are daily, and divine timing is your new rhythm. What others call coincidences, you will recognize as sacred alignments. But remember this, your growth is not just for you. Your transformation is a lighthouse for others lost in stormy seas. Your story, your healing, your courage to evolve, it will unlock something in those watching. Without even trying, your journey will speak. To the broken, you will be a blueprint. To the silent, a voice. To the weary, a sign that yes, change is possible. Yes, God still speaks. Yes, there is more beyond this pain. Your influence is expanding, and with it, your responsibility. People will begin to seek your energy before they seek your words. They'll want to be near you without knowing why. They'll bring you their heaviness, their questions, their silence. And you, chosen one, will offer presence, not answers, but something more powerful, resonance. You will reflect back to them the truth of who they are, not through preaching, but by being, because your transformation is not about loudness, it's about light, quiet light, healing light, light that enters rooms uninvited and makes everything feel softer. You don't have to force this, you don't have to prove this, you simply are this. That's the beauty of divine awakening. It turns you into a mirror for heaven. And when others see themselves in that mirror, they begin to remember their own light. But you must guard this light, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. As your influence grows, so too will the pull of distractions. Not everything good is aligned, not every opportunity is yours. The enemy knows he cannot stop your rise, so he'll try to detour it. He'll send counterfeit blessings, shallow praise, empty temptations disguised as reward. Stay grounded, stay clear. Stay connected to the voice that has led you this far. That voice will never lead you into confusion. It will always lead you into clarity, even when clarity hurts. You are being asked to carry something sacred now, not a crown made of gold, but of light, not a throne of status, but of service. The gifts awakening in you are not for show. They are for healing, for building, for liberating. You will soon discover abilities that defy logic. You'll feel when someone is hurting, even if they say they're fine. You'll know which direction to take before evidence arrives. You'll speak words you didn't plan, but that change lives anyway. These are not coincidences. These are divine tools. And these tools are entrusted only to those who are willing to walk with humility. You must never forget where you came from. You must never forget the fire that forged you. Because that memory will protect you from pride, and pride is the fastest way to fall. The higher you rise, the more invisible the tests become. But you're ready. God isn't elevating you because you're flawless. He's elevating you because you're faithful. And that faith will keep you standing when storms rise again. You are not done. You are just beginning. But already the world is shifting in your presence. Already, heaven is moving through your voice, your choices, your silence. Already, you are becoming someone that darkness cannot touch. Because you are not just protected, you are possessed by purpose. Chosen. Transformed. Dangerous to evil, glorious to heaven. This is not hype, this is holy. You've come too far to turn back now. The path ahead may still be covered in fog, but deep within you, clarity has already taken root. There was a time you doubted yourself, questioned your instincts, and let fear rule your choices. But now something sacred has awakened. A stillness, a certainty, a divine knowing that no matter what comes next, you are held, you are guided, you are prepared. This clarity is not just mental, it is spiritual. It's a light inside your soul that cuts through confusion, a voice that whispers truth when the noise of the world grows loud. You will find yourself no longer needing validation or permission. What once left you paralyzed with indecision will now seem effortless to navigate. You won't need signs and wonders every time you move forward, because the certainty will live inside you. The confusion that clouded your mind will fade like mist in the rising sun. You're not lost, you're aligned. With this alignment comes a confidence that doesn't shout, it radiates. A peace that doesn't need to be defended, it simply exists. People will notice, they will feel the shift in you, some will admire it. Others will be uncomfortable around it. That's okay. Your glow is not meant to make others comfortable, it's meant to be true. You're not here to dim yourself for the sake of fitting in. You're here to rise, and by rising, invite others to do the same. Understand this clearly. Transformation has a cost, but so does stagnation, and now that you've tasted freedom, you'll never survive captivity again. Your soul has outgrown the cages that once felt like safety. You've reached the moment where turning back would be more painful than pressing on. So you move forward, not because it's easy, but because you know what's behind you can't follow you into what's next. And what is next? Influence, impact, divine responsibility. Your life is no longer just about you, it is becoming a channel through which heaven touches earth. You're not here to simply succeed, you're here to shift atmospheres, to awaken the sleeping, to lead others through the storm you've already survived. The pain you endured wasn't pointless, it was preparation. Every scar is now a story, every fall a foundation, every battle a blessing in disguise. And now you carry something that can't be faked. Authority born of experience. But with that authority comes a requirement, discernment. The higher you go, the quieter you must become. The more influence you hold, the more sacred your inner circle must be. Not everyone deserves access to your energy. Not everyone who smiles is for you. Not everyone who claps wants you to win. God is not only elevating your light, He is teaching you how to guard it. Because what is sacred must be protected. People will be drawn to your light, not knowing what it cost. Some will come for the warmth, others for the power. But you must learn to see beyond appearances. Your discernment will become razor sharp. You'll sense motives behind words. You'll feel energy before it speaks. Trust that. Don't explain it away. Don't doubt what your spirit confirms. Your intuition isn't paranoia. It's precision given by the divine. And as your discernment sharpens, so too will your spiritual gifts. Healing hands, prophetic dreams, creative vision, revelatory insight. The veil is thinning, and what once seemed mystical will now become your daily experience. You'll begin to notice synchronicities stacking up. Answers arriving before you ask. Divine timing aligning people, places, and opportunities without your effort. This is the new normal. You don't chase, it arrives. You don't beg, it flows. You don't manipulate, you attract. And what you attract now mirrors who you've become. No more trauma loops. No more one-sided connections. No more trying to prove your worth. You will now meet people who recognize your light because they've seen their own. Soul-aligned partnerships, purpose-driven collaborations, kingdom connections. These aren't just relationships, they are assignments. They don't drain you, they activate you. But even as these divine alignments appear, you may still feel the ache of separation. The letting go of what no longer fits is never easy. There will be moments when grief and growth coexist. Let that happen. Don't resist it. Shedding is not weakness, it's wisdom. God is pruning your life, not to punish you, but to make room for the new fruit to grow. Let what wants to fall, fall. Let what no longer serves, dissolve. Everything lost in this season is a seed for what's about to bloom. And yes, you will bloom, but not just in private. God is preparing a public unveiling. You've grown in the dark, stretched in silence, cried in secret, but the time is coming when the fruit of your faith will be undeniable. Your rise will not be hidden. The same people who underestimated your journey will witness your transformation, not for revenge, not for pride, but for testimony. So they'll know that yes, God still chooses, still heals, still elevates, still transforms. This will not be a rise rooted in ego, but in excellence. You won't need to shout, your presence will speak. You won't need to defend. Your peace will testify. You won't need to hustle for space. The right doors will open without noise. This is the season of effortless flow, not because it's easy, but because you're aligned. And when the spotlight finds you, remember, it's not about the stage, it's about the assignment. Stay anchored, stay humble, stay holy. Because the spotlight doesn't just reveal, it exposes. And the more visible you become, the deeper your roots must grow. Your strength won't come from your image. It will come from your intimacy with God. So dig deep, don't perform, don't pretend. Let the same presence that changed you carry you. Let it fill every word you speak, every room you enter, every soul you touch. You are not just being celebrated, you are being commissioned. This is what you were made for. This is it, chosen one. The old you is gone. Every tear, every test, every moment of silence was shaping you for this divine unveiling. You're not waiting anymore, you've arrived. God is now placing you in rooms you once prayed for. You won't chase, you'll attract. You won't beg, you'll command. Your presence will shift atmospheres. Your story will ignite hope. You are not just transformed, you are the transformation. Stay focused, stay faithful. The world is about to see what heaven already knows. You are chosen, anointed, unstoppable. What's ahead isn't fantasy, it's fulfillment. Walk boldly. The light is not behind you. It's shining from within you now.